So, growing up in the church, I used to sing in the choir, dance, play the drums, all for about 10 years. So, naturally, I developed a love for performance art, right? And I think for every person that's trying to pursue a career in entertainment, right, they'll have parents or people come to them and say, hobbies are great, right? But invest in a path that produces financial stability, right? And then maybe use that to fund your passions, right? And I do agree to that, which is why I'm pursuing majors in mechanical engineering and theater, right? But I initially misunderstood that statement because I became fearful, right? That pursuing theater wouldn't amount to anything, right? So literally for the first 3 years of college, I'm just doing engineering, right? Just engineering all the time. And I can just feel the vitality drain from me because I'm in an area where I'm not being nourished, right? So what happens when you're in an environment and you're constantly choosing not to do the things you love to do? And so for me, in my case, I just did the things that other people love to do. And by proxy, began to digest, their identity, right? And so my sense of self became entangled, right, in the people around me, right? But when COVID came, right, all those sources were gone, right? So I started to feel empty, and that's when the trials came, right? So you can have a choice, right? You can either fall victim to it or you can fix it. And I fell victim to it, and that's when school got really difficult, right? I'm reading a lab report that would equate in like one all-nighter, right? It would now be inducing anxiety attacks, right? And so that's when, I got diagnosed, and that's when my therapist started, recommending medication. And then I remember walking into my room, holding the bottles and seeing my name on them, and just thinking like this is low. So I could not accept that, and I didn't. So I never opened them. Right? And every day that I didn't open them, I started to feel more in control. So I just leaned into that, right? I started chasing theater. I mean, like sprinting after it, right? Because I believed that it was both beautiful and necessary to start, to validating it and concretizing this part of myself that I was neglecting, right? And so I auditioned for shows, 3 to be exact, and thank God, because I got cast in all of them. And ever since then, right, I have been more confident and opinionated and a straight A student, right? All because I chose not to be afraid of pursuing the things that I love to do, right? I found my balance, right? And so now I marry my majors in theme park engineering and animation production. Like, I love technical storytelling, right? And using theater, of all things, to engineer more than just machines, but memories, right? And I learned not to lose sight of myself just because the things that I, love to do aren't practical or lucrative always, right? But so I hold on to them anyways. And by doing so, I hold on to myself, right? And it's a balance, right? And I encourage everyone to find it.